and welcome to episode 67 of the Alfa Romeo Driver Podcast, brought to you by the Alfa Romeo Owners Club. I'm Guy Swarbrick, and with me this afternoon, I have Kirsty Hodson, Club Management Team Member, Thames Valley Section Secretary, and for this special Christmas gift edition, Santa's Helper. Good afternoon, Kirsty.
Hello, Guy.
So we've pulled together our list of our top 30 Christmas presents, either for ourselves as Alfa owners or for the Alfa owner we love, or possibly even for our car. We've chosen a range of gifts at prices from just over a fiver to up to £1,300 or so. But the one I'm going to start with is absolutely free, and that's a copy of the October issue of Alfa Romeo Driver with all the pages in the right order. If you're a club member, just keep an eye on your email inbox over the next couple of weeks, because you will be getting an email from us telling you how to claim a second copy of the magazine with the pages between page 64 and page 82 in the order they were originally intended. So that's got that out of the way. What's next on our list?
Next on the list, number 29, is on Amazon Prime Video. It's a documentary from Alfa Romeo about designing dream cars. So using the history of Alfa Romeo over the last 111 years, it talks about all the cars from the pre-war days up to the launch of the Tonale, and it's available to buy for $4.99.
And you may start to see a pattern here, but I have already treated myself to that one, and it's very good, well worth watching. We're going to stick with the video theme for the next couple, actually. So my first one, and I only found out in the last day or so that this was available, like the Prime Video one, to download, but it's a video of the 1994 British Touring Car Championship season, which obviously Alfa dominated with the 155. That's available from the Duke Video website. You can buy it on DVD, but for $6.99 you can download the season video and watch Gabriele Tarquini on two wheels over and over again.
And next up, also on Duke Video, is a DVD of the German Touring Car Championship of 1993, in which Nicola Larini won the championship in his 155. So that is available to buy for $7.99.
Obviously a very different 155, the big V6 powered carbon fibre sports prototypes, really disguised as touring cars in the Deutsche Tourenwagen Meisterschaft. The next one is something slightly different. So at 26, this is the first of one of our club partners, Classic Editions. So if you have a car that needs some TLC, needs looking after over the winter or when it's put away, Classic Editions have a range of car covers, and they range from half covers that basically just cover the glass and the roof, through to full covers indoor and out, from £53 to $560 with a club discount of 10%.
Staying on the theme of car accessories, we have some tailored fitted carpet mats, which look really nice, actually, from official Alfa Romeo accessories, which really make a big improvement to a car. I always think car mats do make a big difference. First thing I do when I get a new car is I get new mats for it.
They do make a difference. And I've been frustrated a couple of times when I've bought third-party mats that were allegedly exactly the right ones for my car, and they've not quite fitted. These should, because these are the genuine Alfa ones. It does make them a little bit pricey, though. I think it's £70 a pair for the Giulietta ones. But they have those for the Mito, the Giulietta, the Giulia, and the Stelvio. So anybody with a more modern car can get a set of genuine mats. The next one on the list at 24 is another one of the ones that I've already bought, although I may have to buy some more because over the years I've broken them all. I'm a big coffee fan, big espresso fan, and TMC Motorsport do a really nice set of 6 Alfa Romeo espresso cups and saucers for £36, which £36 might sound a lot for some espresso cups, but it is a set of 6, so £6 each sounds a lot more reasonable. And if you like more coffee in your cup, obviously there's a wide range of mugs available from the club shop as well.
So if you've got a Brera or a 939 Spider and you're feeling really generous and want to treat yourself, or your car rather, you can buy from Alfa Shop a front lip carbon fibre splitter, which looks amazing, with an Italian flag on the middle as well. Yeah. That is £528.
Yeah, and unfortunately the club discount doesn't apply to that either, but it really is. Yeah, a lot of these things are carbon effect plastic, and they're actually quite heavy and clunky, but this is the real thing. This is genuine carbon fibre. The other nice thing about these Stila Italia splitters, and I don't have this one on my Spider, but I do have the equivalent on my Giulietta, is that often you have to drill through the bottom of your existing bumper to fit them. But these, you just undo some of the existing bolts for the under tray and then pass those bolts back through tabs on the splitter. Very quick, very easy to do. Second most expensive thing on our list, I think. The next thing on the list is from the club shop. We've got quite a lot of new items available in the shop, some new polo shirts and various other things. But there's a really nice new black and grey fleece line jacket, which looks really smart, and 60 quid will keep you warm for the winter when it arrives, he said, looking out at a blue sky and 12 degrees in the middle of November.
Well, for when it does rain, my choice from the shop is the Arak umbrella, which is really nice looking umbrella, black and white with the logos on it. Available from our club shop again, directly for only £25 plus postage and packing.
Yes, and that's a little twist with that one. Most of the stuff on the website you can order directly from the website. Because of the postage and packing, you can imagine posting an umbrella is not the easiest thing in the world. That is actually available by email only, not directly orderable from the site. But all the details are on the normal website.
Yes, and these are really handy as well for if it's a particularly hot day at brands to use as a parasol.
Yes, they are good. I think I bought mine a couple of years ago at the Silverstone Classic, having not intended to buy one, but turned up and Silverstone's unique microclimate had decided that it was going to chuck it down for the best part of 3 days. So it was one of the first things I bought when I arrived. Next on the list, we're into the top 20 now, and this is one of our cheaper items. Quite unusual looking sort of leather look Alfa Romeo branded air freshener, square leather air freshener. Interestingly, this is available on Amazon, and Amazon lists it as for the Stelvio Brera 147, 156, 159, Giulietta and Giulia, but I rather suspect it'll work with any Alfa, any that's compatible with an elastic band. And that's available in red or black.
Okay, so at number 19, we have Cloverleaf badges for the Giulietta. Now, I have a Giulietta, and 2014 Giulietta, and the Cloverleaf badges, all the green's faded off. It's all gone. So this is one of the other things that make the car look really good and stand out is to have new Cloverleaf badges. So this is what I recommend. If you've got a slightly older Giulietta, update the badges.
And I think this is one of those things that often pops up on the Facebook groups as an item of controversy. But Cloverleaf badges are not like the M badges on a BMW. It's part of Alfa's heritage. So it's not just about replacing the badges on a Cloverleaf. You can put them on any Giulietta. And in fact, I think exactly the same badges will fit to the curve of the wing on a Giulietta and Mito. And indeed, I have a pair on my 939 Spider, so they should work with a 159 or a Brera as well. We're back to the club shop for the next thing. My first ever car was an Alfa Sud Sprint. I had an Alfa Sud Saloon a little while later, so I was quite excited about the 50th anniversary of the Alfa Sud this year. And we have a commemorative T-shirt in the club shop celebrating 50 years of the Alfa Sud for just £20.
Right, I'll join you in the shop. My choice is an Alfa Female Ladies Polo. It's one of the first items of clothing for Alfa Female. It's a really nice black polo shirt, and it's got Alfa Female written on the side and the round Alfa Female logo on the front. And it's really smart and comfortable. I've got one, and I recommend everyone Alfa Female go out and get one of these.
Fantastic. And the next thing on the list, number 16, is the Pro Kit from Chipex. So a lot of recent Alfas, particularly the paint's quite soft and they're quite prone to stone chips, particularly on the front. And Chipex does a really good job of filling those in. And the Pro Kit contains quite a big pot of paint, colour matched to all the Alfa colour codes, some polish and some blending solution to make it look perfect when you've applied it, and everything you need really: some brushes, some rubber gloves, a paint removal cloth and a microfiber cloth to buff it up afterwards. So really everything that you need to remove that attacked by a shotgun look from the front end of your Alfa. And there's a 10% discount for club members from Chipex as well.
Now, if you fancy revisiting your childhood, head over to the Kent Models website, and they've got a 112 scale Alfa Romeo 8C model kit. Make yourself. They're not cheap. They have the Roadster and they have the Monza models. They're $159.99 and $169.99 each. But, give you something to do over the Christmas holidays.
They are very nice models. The Kent and East Sussex section gave Jeff Cabey one as a retirement present when he retired as section secretary. And he posted some pictures on the Facebook group the other day of it as a work in progress. And it is a really nice kit. So those of you who grew up making Airfix kits and things, this is a whole different level of kit from those kind of things. And the next one is an early Christmas present, I guess, and something you would need to do very quickly because it's next weekend. But tickets to the NEC Classic Car Show, or technically the Lancaster Insurance Classic Motor Show at the NEC from next Friday, the 11th, through to Sunday, the 13th. Tickets vary depending on which day you go. I think it's £38 for Friday, $33.50 for Saturday, and $31.50 for a Sunday ticket. Fantastic show. Big club presence there. So we'll have a range of cars celebrating all of the Alfas that were built at or are still being built at the Pomigliano d'Arco factory near Naples. So Alfa Sud Sprints, there's a 30 all the way through to a current Tonale, which is built at the new factory on the site of the old Alfa Sud plant. So a really great weekend out. Fantastic. Whether you can just go for a day or a couple of days, there's plenty to see and do there.
It's always a really good show.
Yeah.
So we've looked at the more expensive end of the car model scale, and now we're going to the other end. On Amazon, you can buy Hot Wheels cars to drive around your desk of Alfa Romeos. There's quite a few on there. There's a lot of 8Cs, there's Giulias, there's quite a few Alfa models on there, but they're great fun.
And Hot Wheels have a couple of premium ranges. There's a Boulevard range that includes that Nicola Larini DTM 155 we talked about earlier, and the snappily titled Real Riders Car Culture Exotic Envy range, which includes a 33 Stradale in a full race livery. I'm not sure how it's a Stradale and not a Corsa, but it's very pretty. And Mattel, the owners of Hot Wheels, also now own Matchbox, and there's quite a few Matchbox Alfas too. There's a 4C, a Giulia, and even a 105 Giulia Sprint GTA. And nice cheap little present for somebody you know with an Alfa. The cheapest ones are just under a tenner, and they go up to no more than about 20 quid, so they're pretty good. Slight novelty value now from the official Alfa Romeo All-in Formula One team kit supplier. So they do fan wear as well as the official team kit. And they did some things around the US Grand Prix in Austin. One of the things they did was an oversized American football jersey, which you can get with either Valtteri Bottas's 77 number on it or a 24 if you're a Joe Guan Yu fan. That is a little bit expensive at €100, but there's quite a few things elsewhere on the site, including a achingly trendy bucket hat for just €35. So worth a look at some of the official F1 merchandise.
One of my favourite websites is Etsy. And if you go and look on Etsy, they have these brilliant Alfa Romeo car prints from the sort of 70s and 80s. And it's the original adverts. And this one that's brilliant actually caught my eye. Just knew I'd lost Henry for hours the moment I saw the other Alfa. He'd be in a corner talking cars. And that's so true, isn't it, these days?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nothing's changed since 1970s when they came out with this advert. They're brilliant. Yeah,
fantastic. And there's quite a range of those as well. So if you have a car of that period or lusted after one at the time, you should be able to find an ad to match. And the next one goes up in scale a little bit. I think those are 15 to 20 quid each. The next one's a nice round £300, but it's the latest installment in Simon Moore's epic series on the pre-war 8C, published by Parkside Publications, called The 8C Story Continues. And that's available from Simon himself. His email address is gpalphabook@gmail.com. That was reviewed in the current issue. Do have a look at the review of that. And if that's your era, then you should probably have a copy of that on your shelf.
So at number 9, we have an item from one of our partners, Revive Auto Apothecary, who do really great detailing stuff for cars. And they do a wax kit, sort of Revive luxury wax kit, which is £75, but has all the applicators and the cloths and the wax in there to make your car look really great. And we get a discount being club members.
I wonder who it was that suggested that for our Christmas present list. That wasn't one you or I came up with, was it?
No, I wonder.
Yeah, might have been Mr. Griffiths, that one. But it is good stuff and a nice relaxing experience. Wax on, wax off. The next thing on the list has an official name, more commonly known as Puddle lights. These, if you haven't seen them, slot into the existing aperture in the bottom of your doors, which would normally have a plain white light, and replace that with a projection of an Alfa Romeo logo, or there's a range of different ones that you can get. Just a bit of fun lighting up the road when you open your car door. We've included on our list, which you'll be able to get in the notes for this program, the official MOPAR Store Courtesy lights for front door, brackets Puddle lights, which is £130. But there's a whole range of them on both eBay and Amazon, starting at about £6.75. So maybe not the same quality, but certainly lots of variety and a nice easy fit way of personalizing your Alfa and letting everybody else know that you've done it.
For number 7, I've chosen a book. It's called Epic Drives of the World, Explore the Planet's Most Thrilling Road Trips. So it's got road trips from all over the place. This was actually a gift that we gave to the winner of the treasure hunt in the Thames Valley section this year, and the winner really loved it. So unfortunately, it doesn't have an Alfa on the front, but you can always get a sticker of an Alfa and put it over the front.
Yeah, and yeah, it's a present for your Alfa and anybody who loves your Alfa to go out for a drive on one of these roads. I actually saw the list today, remembered that the winner of the treasure hunt had been really pleased with it. So I bought the Kindle version. So I think the Kindle version's about £12 and the print version £17.
Really nice book, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Talking of really nice books and inspired by that choice is a series of books, actually officially called magazines, but they're big, thick magazines and about £16 an issue. It's a series called Curves, produced by a German photographer called Stefan Bogner. And these are fantastic guidebooks if you fancy going off driving around some of the best roads in a particular area, or maybe even if you're not going to have the chance to go, a kind of good second best alternative for going. So the one that we've listed is on northern Italy. So that covers Lombardy, South Tyrol and the Veneto. But there's about 12 or 13 of them. There's one for Scotland. There's one for the US. And just some absolutely fantastic landscape pictures of some of the best driving roads in the world. And quite a collection to build up. I think I've got 6 or 7 of them at the moment. But I will be trying to finish off my collection, if through no other method than passing around this podcast and hoping that I get some for Christmas.
If you're looking for a gift for a male Alfa Romeo lover, then you might want to look at the Alfa Romeo aftershaves. They come in 3 colours, red, blue and black. Quite a modest price, really, £14 for 75 millilitres. But the bottles look really cool.
Yeah, this is another one that I happen to have. I got a set of all 3 for my birthday this year. And I don't know anything about aftershave or fragrances, so I asked my wife to describe the smells last night of the differences between the red, blue and the black, and that didn't go very well. Apparently, according to Sarah, the blue one is sort of sandalwood, the black one she said was piney, and the red one I think she said was fruity. I then did a bit more research and found the sleeve notes, the tasting notes, smelling, whatever. Serge de Oliveira cooked up the blue version and claims that the fragrance is an invitation to travel and to experience new adventures. A breath of fresh air with marine accents that gives you all the strength you need to meet life's challenges. Inspired by the power of the ocean, this perfume blends aromatic fougere top notes with modern fruity floral scents. The base notes remind the bold character of woods with the perfect mix of patchouli and dry woods. The perfume wants to keep the beauty of emotion while adding free-spirited by truly masculine energy. So that's one to my wife. Woody it is. Cristiano Canali was responsible for Alfa Romeo Black, and he drew inspiration from Alfa Romeo driver Reader's favourite car. Rare and extreme, the 33 Stradale is one of the most desirable cars ever. I kept this iconic Italian automobile as inspirational. Fast and charismatic, this car's limited to real aficionados, often young collectors who are not afraid to jump in this racing car. To represent the fizzy air caressing the metal, I used an Italian lemon, combined with grapefruit and alimi, adding spackles. The black rose recreates the confidence of the pilot with seductive masculine florality. Nutmeg gives a warm, spicy recklessness. All the dark woods aim to mimic the tight connection with the vehicle and the road, without magnifying the exclusive feeling. The Alcantara Accord is the final touch to gain a timeless elegance of this refined fragrance for a man that never looks back. So, citrus and spice with a hint of petrochemical-derived fake suede. It smells better than it sounds, and I assume Alcantara smells like pine because my wife's never wrong about anything. And according to Fragrantica.com, where I found all this meaningless drivel, the nose behind red fragrance is Sofia Bardelli, who described it as being for a passionate, romantic and forward-thinking man. So any Alfa driver, really, male or female. She claims it's a lively fragrance where pink pepper and pineapple are accentuated by a zest of citrus. A fruity heart that's emphasized by a seductive amber and a delicate tonka bean, a dynamic, attractive, modern fragrance. So, as my wife said, fruity. But they are quite distinctive, and as you say, they're really nice bottles and even nice boxes. So at £14 each, you can just display them on the shelf. We're back to books again, and this could get expensive. For anybody who is interested in any way in the 105 series, there's a fantastic set of books from a guy called Patrick Dasse. I'm just turning around to look at them on my shelf because I'm lucky enough to have a press review set. So there's one on the Giulia Saloon, one on the Giulia GT, one on the Spider, the Berliner, one on the Montreal, another one on the Junior Zagato. There's one on the factory at ARESE. There's a specific one on all of the right-hand drive cars that were built, and then a special one in a different coloured dust jacket on the Tipo 33 endurance racing car. Really, really fantastic books. They aren't cheap. They start at about £65 each, but they are really, really good. Those are available from Amazon, and we're not recommending Amazon, I should say. It's just that when we're looking at quite a diverse list of products, the nice thing about Amazon is you can go on there and search for what we described without having to try and find a URL to a specific website. But these books are available from other places as well. I know Alfaholics are a stockist as well if you don't want to use Amazon.
At number 3, we're back to art on the walls. And it's something a little bit different you can buy from a company called Displate. They do metal posters. And they've got quite a good Alfa Romeo range. And they look really kind of shiny and they look really good. And they've got lots of different models on there. There's a lovely series of the 33 Stradale. Looks really cool.
Yeah, they are really nice. And they're available in kind of traditional framed picture size all the way through to really quite large sheets to go on your wall. If you don't just want to look at them, though, and maybe there's an Alfa that you've always wanted to own but never quite been able to, there are quite a few companies now that will hire out classic Alfas. We've put a link in the notes to the show for a company called Great Driving Days, who have a Series 4 Spider that you can hire. It's about £300 for 24 hours midweek. But they have a range of options, different pickup places, mostly in the centre of the country. So I think there's one in the Cotswolds and a couple around the Midlands. But they have a couple of cars that you can drive. So a really nice way to do something a little bit different. Maybe you want to give that as a voucher and do it in the spring or the summer rather than February. But that looks like good fun.
Okay, so at number 1, this is something really a bit special. You can go and drive an Alfa Giulia Quadrifoglio around a ARESE circuit with a professional instructor for €85 per lap, which is quite expensive, but nevertheless, and you've got to get to ARESE in the first place and have a lovely time there. But that would be an awesome gift, wouldn't it? It
is, and there's a sliding discount as well. So it's €85 for 1 lap. But I think by the time you get up to 10 laps, it's €663. So that's still very expensive, but a couple of €100 cheaper than it would be if you were buying it lap by lap. ARESE is nice because you're doing that right next to the museum, so you can make a day of it. But there are other options in terms of circuits, aren't there?
Yes, you can go to Imola as well, I believe.
Yeah, there's about half a dozen circuits, I think. Imola's probably the one that I would choose if I had the money, given that it's a classic circuit and a current F1 circuit. A little bit more expensive there because the lap's longer, but €1,297 will get you 10 laps at Imola. Yeah, it's probably the ultimate Alfa Christmas gift without actually buying somebody another Alfa. We've got the present sorted. We should probably send a card as well. Anything appropriate that you found?
Well, I found something on the Zazzle website. They've got some lovely Alfa Romeo Christmas cards, including one of a pre-war 8C and an old Giulia, very pretty. So that's an option as well.
Yeah, there's a nice, I think it's 100 years of Alfa Romeo one, which goes from what looks like a 10 HP or something, a very early Alfa, all the way through to an 8C Competizione, which is very, very festive. £4.32 per card. They do come up with some odd prices online, don't they? And of course, they're never quite what they seem because there's a sliding scale volume discount on that, or a 50% promo discount, but not both. So if you buy 24, they work out at £3.89 each if you take the 10% for bulk, or £2.16 with the Christmas discount code. So we've got everything sorted. We've got the presents, we've got a new outfit, we've got some espresso cups to kick us up again on Boxing Day, and we've got the card sorted. So I think it just remains to wish our listeners a Buon Natale. That's all for this week. Thanks to Kirsty for joining us and for her help in putting together the Christmas list. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time on Sunday, the 20th of November, in an episode that we're hoping to record, at least in part, at the Classic Motor Show at the NEC. Episode 68 will be available to download from 1:30 p.m. from Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podbean, YouTube, and everywhere else good podcasts are found. Until then, stay safe.